What's going on, folks? Brian Cusco here at Triple B. Today we are talking with Mr. Eric White from TGR, and he's going to talk about some of the struggles of building a company and just kind of how he got his start and stuff like that. We're just going to sit back and chat, man, just like we always do. And, of course, we're going to show you some cool snakes as well. You're watching Triple B TV.
I don't know anything about you.
You don't know anything about me?
I know that your name's Eric.
Yes.
You've got very red hair.
I do.
Yeah.
Hardcore ginger?
Hardcore ginger.
Yeah.
You've got a rack company
Yes.
that uses
Yeah.
Freedom Breeder tubs, which is why it's the only reason I'm talking to you right now.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
And you produce snakes, of course. You're into ball pythons.
Yes. So I've actually started kind of weaving my way into some other things as well. I still have a lot of ball pythons, but I did get some boas recently, and I've got some short tails. So
Cool.
something fun to play with, different than just playing with my balls.
This is how this interview is going to go.
Yes, it is. It is for sure.
So, how long have you been into keeping?
Okay, so I first started keeping breeding in the early 2000s. So it was 2004. My first wife at the time was married. I was in the Marine Corps, stationed in Virginia. Well, I was stationed in DC, but lived in Virginia. We was talking about different pets that we had growing up, and I've always gone out in the woods, caught turtles and crawfish, and anything I could catch I would keep. So was never allowed having snakes though. So it was like, screw it, let's go get a snake. So went to Petco, got one. The guy that worked there, Andrew Varela, he invited me to a reptile show in Manassas, Virginia. Hook, line, and sinker was done from there. So I started breeding, keeping for about 4.5 years, and then moved a little bit, went into some other ventures, and then got back into breeding again about 5.5, 6 years ago.
Nice. Okay, 5, 6. So you took a little break there, then.
Yeah, took a break in between. Went through a divorce, went into other avenues of work, did roofing, and traveled around the country. And
So how did TGR come about?
okay, so I was living in Kansas City, had my own thing there, and met up with Reed. Reed owned Tallgrass Reptiles, still owns it. Me and him kind of partnered up in a way. He still owns Tallgrass Reptiles. I do sales and marketing, and then we've got a lot of joint ventures together, whereas I've got a lot of his animals at my facility. So it's a business relationship there. When I moved back to Alabama, I needed something to kind of fill in the void. So I started building racks, and it was supposed to be just a little bit here and there, and it just blew up on me, and that has consumed 60, 70 hours a week goes into this and the animals. So,
Wow.
So then I kind of, piggybacked off the Tallgrass Reptiles, TGR, rack systems, just the way I could separate the companies. That way Reed wasn't getting all the inquiries for racks when he solely did the animals, and I worked with both. So wanted to make sure the companies were separate. I had mine, he had his, and then we have our stuff together. So.
And you got a new facility that I need to
Correct.
visit.
Yes, again. So I moved 3 times in 1 year.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that much.
November of last year, 2017, moved from a 12 by 32 building on my property to a 2,000 square foot building. And then went from that in March to a 3,000 square foot building. And then this past November, I moved into a 6,000 square foot building.
That's a lot of.
And it's full.
Are you able to keep up? You must be having some
There's
pains.
definitely been growing pains. It seems like every year I kind of revamp and change things that I've learned throughout the year, or things that I wanted to modify on the racks. So I've got a Gen 3 coming out. I'm hoping to have everything launched by Tinley. A lot of rounded edges to prevent any sharp corners. Few little tweaks, more design things on the grass symbol for the ventilation like we do in our cages, doing that in the racks. So yeah, it's been a lot though.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, it sounds like it. Well, can we I've made a promise to these wonderful people here that we would look at animals at every single, that there'd be animals in every interview.
Yes,
So
yes. So yeah, I've got some animals here to show you.
you produce these?
No, these were produced by Reed. I do produce animals as well. I've got about 350-ish animals at my facility, and then Reed has slightly more than I do there, not counting any given moment with babies where there's a couple hundred babies. So these were produced by Reed, still part of Tallgrass Reptiles. So the first thing we have here is a banana blitz. So blitz is one of those genes that has been around for a while, has not worked with a lot, but can make some awesome combos.
Yeah, look at these wild things coming
The
beside
hooks
me.
that are inside of this is incredible. We've got a genetic granite line that is inside with our blitz stuff. Actually, it's 2 different lines of granite. One that's co-dominant, one that we're pretty sure is dominant. So we call it our plus inside of here. We've got one female that almost has a purple look to her, crazy hooks. But taking it into banana or coral glow really brings out some crazy colors in here, and then the pattern is just off the
I bet you
chain.
throw some yellow belly in with that, it's going to be off the chain.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we have the leopard version of this as well. So I just don't have one here at the show with us, but so this is one of them, and we'll get some close-ups of it afterwards. But this is one of the really cool animals.
Yeah, those close-ups will actually be happening right now as we're talking. Those will be.
Just
in there.
zoom 'em in.
I'll shoot them
Okay.
afterwards, but you're gonna
Yeah,
have to
I
take
know
them
what
back
you
out.
meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing that we work really heavy in is clown projects. This one in particular is a pastel leopard clown. I love these things, man. Leopard and clown go together like peas and carrots, like Ginny and Forrest. You know, I mean, it's just the way it is. So
That for me, that's yellow belly and clown.
yellow belly and clown's
spot
nice
nose
too.
and clown as
So,
well.
so we're working that aspect with asphalt. We've got a lot of double recessive stuff with clown we're working on. We got, of course, hypo clown stuff, desert ghost clown stuff. So a little bit of everything, but we work pretty heavy with clowns and have a lot of different projects wrapped up in them. But this is definitely some of my favorite combos is the leopard spot nose. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens when we start throwing that in with desert ghosts as well, and throwing other combos into the mix with it. So let's see what else. One final one that we're gonna show is gonna be a Mardi Gras, which is an inchy asphalt yellow belly. So another one of those that we've got a lot of really cool projects working with. We've got spot nose in it. So we produced a Mardi Gras spot nose, pastel freeway spot nose, I believe, or a Mardi Gras pastel spot nose. We've got Desert Ghost version. Pretty sure it's Desert Ghost. It came from a head-to-head pairing, but it just looks so much cleaner and brighter. But we're working that aspect of it pretty heavy with asphalt into the Desert Ghost project. Desert Ghost, TSK Xanthic double heads growing up. Desert Ghost, a lot of different things. But asphalt is another gene that we work really heavy with. So a lot of asphalt stuff in the works.
Entry Mardi is so cool. Entry Mardi Gras, man. Like everything is completely obliterated. I mean, you still got the alien heads like trying to come through here.
Right.
And then you got the dorsal
colors
pattern totally broken up. You got that road, you know, it's like,
especially after like the first 2 sheds, 3rd shed, when you've got the deep oranges and purples and creams and yellows. There's so many colors in such a simple snake. You know, it's really this combo, just taking pastel to this instead of inchy and making it pretty much black and white, you know.
Right.
It's just crazy how much it changes, what inchy does to this combo.
it's a very volatile.
Extremely.
Volatile.
So it's a really cool project.
Cool, man.
There's a few of our animals, and of course we keep our inventory list. Most of it on Morph Market, all of it for the most part. It's on tallgrassreptiles.com.
Well, I got what I need out of you. You want anything you want to tell the people out there that
Oh wow.
they might not know about you that I didn't ask, that you want them to know about? Maybe things you don't want them to know about that we should all know about?
My lips are sealed on that. Yeah. Yep. Pretty much. No. No. I mean, like I said, with the racks. I mean, I've done a lot of business with these. I've sold a lot of them. I do try my best to get to every customer. At the level that I'm at right now, I've found it very difficult. So I do have 4 or 5 employees working for me at the shop that help with the builds, but I'm the only person that does all the behind the scenes side of it. So if anything, that's my one downside that I am working on and I would like the people to know about. It is something that I understand is lacking as far as, it's not the customer service, because I feel like I have pretty good customer service, and anybody that talks to me will say the same thing. It's more the lack of time for customer service. And it's something that I'm still trying to learn how to manage, to be able to communicate with everyone more frequently. It's the lack of time to do that though right now. So definitely something I'm looking at having.
It's like you're the owner and the secretary.
Yes, and production and ordering and fulfilling labels and QC, and you know, it's a lot, especially when you've got 300 plus animals on top of it. So
Sure.
That and a family. You know, at some point I've got to shut my phone off and call it a night. So, you know, small business owner.
And stuff. Well, I think there's a lot of that in the hobby. There's a lot of people that are small business owners,
Right,
and there's like
right.
one-man shows almost running most of the stuff. And then,
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
we have all these other things going on in life and stuff. You know, so it's,
Yeah.
it's stuff we're on our way to becoming maybe bigger companies, but at the moment it's more like one-man shows happening.
Right,
So,
absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah. But
So.
this guy's an easy guy to talk to, man. If you guys
Yeah.
need to, you just walk up, talk to him. He's easy.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
I know. I don't know why it seems so easy to talk to, but you're very
It's because I'm a ginger.
non-threatening. Although
What are you saying?
I don't, I'm saying that I don't feel intimidated next to you.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no. There was a point in which your people did take over a good part of the world. You know, Viking.
Yes.
Coming
you
down.
know,
And, the Irish used to be mostly
French and
black
Irish,
hair,
so-
blue eyes until the Vikings came down and said red.
Right. Right. Well, let's see. My mom's side is French, and my dad's side, I'm pretty sure, obviously, is going to be Irish. So, I've got the French blood in me. So, yeah, it might seem non-threatening, but don't piss me off. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I like it. All right. I think we've digressed, but it's enough to. Thanks for sitting
No,
down. and
you're
doing
good,
this.
man. You're good.
Thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man. Finally.
I feel like maybe we were just a little bit too relaxed for that interview, or not. I mean, that's what I'm going for. I like it to be relaxed, easy, chill, and you know, a lot of that's on me. So next week will be no exception for that. We only had the 2 from Arlington, but we got several from October Tinley, and our first one up is Mr. Vin Russo, the Boa Bible man himself. Always a pleasure to have Vin on. So again, thank you, Eric, for joining us. And next week we'll see you back here with Vin. Until then, you've been watching Triple B TV. Y'all take care.
Triple B TV.
Welcome to the gun show. I'm just gonna sit here and shut up.
That sounds like a good idea. I don't know. It's gonna be a pretty boring episode, you know, if you just sit there and shut up, though.
Sometimes it depends on the interviewee. You know, sometimes people talk. The thing that's tripping me out right now is like how small we are in this shot. It's like we're just little tiny guys.
That's okay. It's perfect.
The big TGR world.
Yeah, I went extreme this time, so you know.
It's not usually this big, huh? Is that?
Well, you know, it depends. You ask my wife that. I mean,
Depends on who I talk to.
yeah, for sure. Finally, after 5 years.
Yeah,
I mean, it really hadn't been 5 years, but it sure feels like 5 years we've talked about doing this. And
Anytime you get away from me, the time goes slower. Everything gets, and then between the times that you get to see me and the time you see me again,
Right,
it seems like an eternity because of all that time that you could have been spending with me.
right. I miss spending time with you. I'm just saying. So
We're good.
yeah, we're good.
We're
We're
good.
good. I appreciate it.
What's going on, people?